allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Morgan Township meeting, April 19th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustee minutes dated April 12th, 2021, as written.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Why does these minutes have 2018 on it?
It's a draft. She'll change it.
Oh, okay, just checking.
If you read down, it's
Can I entertain a motion to approve the warrants?
I'll make a motion to approve the payment listing for 4/13/2021 through 4/23/2021. Payment number 263-2021 through 296-2021. And warrant number 10602 through 10614 for a total of $66,299.97.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right,
You want to switch?
is he ready to roll? Okay, we'll go ahead and switch over.
Yeah.
You're all set. Watch it. Well, you're all set. Try it now.
Go ahead, Frankie.
Silver Award Project by Frankie Val.
This is our Silver Award project, presented by Frankie Laval and Haley Hayes. Our troop number is 46239. Our troop leaders are Allie Allen and Shannon Wilkerson. And we were in Girl Scouts since we were a Daisy, and if you don't know what a Daisy is, it is the very first ranking of a Girl Scout. And why we like, well, a very first ranking of a Daisy Scout. Why we like scouting is the fellowship, friendships and fellowships, make it an inclusive learning experience. What is the Silver Award? Well, the Silver Award is mostly a project for 6th, 7th, or 8th graders. It helps make a difference in the community. And it mostly deals with something you feel passionate about. It also often involves literacy and reading in order to really make it shine. These little libraries are small free libraries with book exchanges. These can be themed based off the location and area. These can promote literacy and community sharing along with the spirit of giving in a community. My little library will have a Western chorale or agricultural theme, which then I plan to build it to look like a small Western or a Midwestern town on the front, which then the sides will be fence railings with clear plexiglass behind it. In the back will have a solid sheet with the Ohio flag painted on it, sort of like a barn. And it will be decorated with Western and rural themed decorations, which then the books will be donated. And here on the side you can see sort of like a mock-up, and on the front we're gonna have sort of like a Western storefront, which then the doors will open up to the books. And then here on the side you can see that we're gonna have red, white, and blue fence railings on the sides. And on the back here we have a picture of the Ohio flag to sort of demonstrate what it will look like. My little library is off of the train depot that used to be abandoned in the 1900s. The front will look like a little train depot with a big plexiglass door. The side will be decorated with painted tracks and trains, and the back will be a painted train going through some mountains with the date 1903 written on it, to show when the train depot was first built. These books will also be donated. On the right, you can also see a mock-up I will base the paintings off of. Some other information you should know about Butler libraries are that they can be freestanding or attached to a building, which then they will be waterproof. How we will fund this expensive project will be through fundraising and donations. Now, where we would put them? Mine will be in Shandon, based off the old train depot. And mine will be in Okeana because of this sort of Western, Midwestern feel and look to it. We hope to have a dedication when they are installed and put it out in the community to use them. Any questions?
So how much do you need for donations to collect to do the project, do you think? I don't know if she can hear me or not.
Could you,
We heard you, it just broke up a little bit. Were you asking how much it was to do?
The question is how much do you need to secure for like a donations to do the project, do you know?
Well,
I think it would just be donations, like donations of books from the community.
Oh, just the book.
Oh, for the
All right, so you're needing books, are you needing any money for the project as well? Donations?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So is it you and, is it two of you that's doing this? So there'll be two books things, is that correct the way I read this?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so I tell you what, I'll donate $50 to each of you.
What? Yay! Thank you. Thank you.
Is the money being collected to a fund, or is it personal, or how is it being collected?
We haven't actually started collecting yet. We wanted to get it approved first, actually.
Okay, probably need to come up with a way for a fund, and then you let me know, and you already got your start.
All right.
But I'm sure, from looking at the other two trustees,
Yeah, I have no problem with it.
we have no problem with that moving forward, so.
Girls, yeah, this was a great presentation. You did a great job. Do you have specific locations for the two boxes? I know one said Shandon, one said Okeana. Do you have an idea where you would like to place those?
I do. In Shandon, there is a bus stop by the firehouse, and since many kids are usually there, we could put that box there.
Okay.
You could do it by the community center.
What'd she say? I couldn't hear her.
Firehouse.
The firehouse in
Firehouse.
Shandon,
Okay,
because it's a bus stop for
yep.
kids. And then Okeana, did you say something? I'm sorry.
We could do it by the community center or the museum center.
Okay, so you're talking down on Okeana, Druersburg?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what do you need from us other than the approval to go ahead?
I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
If you go down by the community center, we'll probably have to go by the community center, because the 1858
Yeah,
with the,
The Boy Scouts.
well,
So
with the historical thing, I'm not sure, we would have to involve the,
So do you want these to be
1858
freestanding, or
on
do you
that
want
because of
those
that.
to be attached to a structure?
because of
How
historical
are you building
thing.
them?
It's up to them. Oh, it's up to, I'm pretty sure we want it to be attached, not freestanding.
Okay.
Or
Or maybe that's something we
Well,
need to
you-
look and
you-
decide
help out,
which way
Frank.
we need it.
You don't need to make the decision right now, but I'm just, we need to know if you want to attach it to a building, where, and, we would have to help you with that. We wouldn't want you attaching it to the building on your own. We would have, somebody here to help you with that. I just volunteered you, Rob.
This is
I don't
Dad
wanna
here.
stay down there, it needs
If
no
I
more
can just interject real quick.
on
Sure,
the-
go ahead.
Thanks. We're really not particular. We're just kind of seeking approval today, and then whatever works best for you guys. If there was some township help in mounting it to a building that you guys, or a location you guys want, that would be fine. Or it's going to be built in a way that it could also be freestanding by a 4x4
Okay.
put in the ground. So it's really up to wherever you guys best see fit. As far as the Okeana one, I don't know that we're really particular. Just whatever works for you guys.
Yeah, there's not much grassy area around the community center. It's all blacktop parking lots, so it would probably have to be attached to the front of the building or side of the building, you know,
Yeah.
accessible from the parking lot.
I would imagine also that you guys have to be concerned with egress and things like that. So we're pretty flexible, whatever
Okay.
you guys.
So what's your time frame on this? How long do you think it'd take to build these and get them ready to install?
We have till August,
Okay.
so we plan to pretty much do this kind of as a summer project. We've started it, but it'll take a little while, I think.
Okay. Well, just keep us, in the loop of how things are going, and then when we're ready to do the install or dedication, let us know. Anybody else? Jeff?
Yeah, let me ask.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you.
Haley?
This is a great
There was
initiative.
a Haley?
I've seen these kind of things down in Harrison, and it's a real credit to the community. But let me ask you, are you locked in at just two, or would you consider maybe another one up around Morgan Elementary or the Township? This is such a good area up here for visibility for that. It would just show a real presence for the kids being out of school. They were still coming by the school during the summer and say they see the book and they see the book library. It encourages them to read. And one thing I wouldn't be concerned about, we'll come up we're going to take care of you the best we can through our private donations. So don't let money hold you up too much. I know there's a lot of people that would love to contribute to you, but if you could think of maybe going to 3 at least, that would be great, in my opinion. So, I don't know, what are your thoughts?
3 is good. Sounds great.
3,
Yeah.
more is always good. So I like that. I like the way you're thinking.
Combination of both.
Yeah.
The western and the railroad.
Yeah, you might have to get creative a little bit, but thank you for bringing this to us. This is fantastic.
Yeah, and thank you for taking some time out of your day to
Yes.
listen to us.
Yes, it's our pleasure. Thank you.
Just listen to us talk about books, you know.
Well, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
What's your age group for children you want to get to?
They want to know what the age group of the books are going to be.
all ages.
All ages.
All ages? Okay.
You give it that? Any other questions from the crowd? Okay,
I don't think none at this time, but
okay, thank you very much. You guys-
Thank you.
All right,
Okay,
take care.
thank you.
Take care, bye-bye.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, make sure everything here.
Switch back over to
I think we already are.
Can you bring up
Yeah, we're good.
slide on her? No.
We're on one, because that's,
No, I was using share.
he's using,
You're recording?
yes, we are recording.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Brett, you might want to kind of refresh everybody what all was going on, because it really wasn't clear what was happening at first.
All right, so we have 2 girls from Girl Scout troops that are wanting to put the little, I guess you call it a public library, books that people can drop off books, take books, and trade and share. And we're talking about possibly down at the Shandon Firehouse and either at the community center in Okeana or even here at the township. So there's 3 possibilities. Right now we know we have 2 for sure that they're asking to do. And as far as I'm concerned, and with the other trustees, I do believe that's a go, which I don't know if we need a motion for that, or just a, yeah, we're good with that?
You might want to do a motion since it's going to be, quote, on township property.
Yeah.
Yep. So I will make a motion to allow the Girl Scout troops of, was it Valerie and Haley? To go ahead and do the public library.
Second?
Frankie.
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 and
Frankie
and
Laval.
Haley.
I'm saying her last name. You're correct. Frankie Laval and then Haley. I didn't see a last name on her though, did you?
Yeah, it was there, but
It
I
was
don't remember.
Troop
it.
26429.
And Troop 26429.
Okay. Mr. Updike?
Was there a second?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Motion approved.
So I guess they will also be looking for monetary donations to help build this, and also books for all ages to go in them. And I believe the frame time to be done is around in August, and there should be like a little dedication to go with that. So I don't think there's anything else on that. If not, Mr. Galloway.
All right, the reports are short tonight since we met last week. So the administration report, there's no changes in COVID. We're still at a level 3, and everything is still in place through the governor and the health department. Number 2, this is an update on the $1.9 trillion stimulus. We got, Tina and myself got some emails this week. More on the local level, it's being called the American Rescue Plan Local Fiscal Recovery Fund. And we're still not available for it. The townships are still not in that language. However, the state sent out, the Office of Budget Management sent out to update your current DUNS number, SAM's registration, your EIN, the name, title, authorization of your representative of the entity, and your fiscal information, and there's a website we can load that up. So I'll get with Tina this week, because I know the fire department with us doing our grants that our DUNS number and SAM registration are all up to date, but I'll see on the township, I believe the township has a separate DUNS number, and we'll see if those are all up to date. So we'll be prepared to enter this information if the state does award township money. So as I'm reading some of the language the last couple of days, the federal Treasury will put the money into the state accounts, and then the state will be the one that does the language to allow townships to get into that 1.9 stimulus money. It won't come directly from the feds. So with that, this is just some of the, make sure all these things are up to date. So if you do get the money, you can go in and register. So I'll check with Tina this week, and we'll make sure these are all active and current. And if not, usually the SAM registration, you have to register for your SAM number every year. So I'm sure we'll have to re-register. You just go back in and say it's Morgan Township with our entity number, and you just re-register. So we'll make all that. And when it comes close to that, the trustees will have to officially name a title to be the authorized representative of Morgan Township to deal with the state if we do get those grant funds, and that'll come along if that happens. Number 3, the state approved just the other day in the House and the Senate, the local government fund was approved again, and it's still at the 1.66%. So that's what it's been the last couple of years. So that's based on how much money the township will get back out of the state funds is that 1.66 rate. That has not changed, so that will be the same. And tonight I have 2 executive session matters, one for zoning and one for the trustees, and that's all I have for the administrative report, unless there's any questions on that. And the only thing on the fire department really to report is we received our commercial professional elliptical machine, and received our Airdyne commercial / professional exercise bike. Those were both donated by our local foundation that donated all of the fitness equipment in the room. So that's really the last 2 donated pieces of equipment that are upstairs. We are officially out of room for fitness equipment now. So that was both, again, those are both by the same foundation. And Chief, I don't know if you have much of a COVID report from last week, but other than that, there are no POs and no fire department executive sessions needed tonight.
The only thing is the numbers are actually dropping. The latest numbers were 158 per 100,000. From last week, it was 193 per 100,000. So 50 per 100,000 is the target to get rid of all the mandates. So we're getting closer. And there was 2 more cases in 45053.
That's about it in a week.
All right, thank you. Anything else?
That's it.
If not, Mr. Brown?
Have 2 things. First off, in speaking with Pete Wolf with the Normac Company regarding the tar truck, they will give us $17,500 as their top price for the truck.
We don't have to pay any fees. That's just a direct transaction from them to us, correct? Even though it was on Gov Deals, that's over and done with.
One and done, so it's fine.
So whatever you need to do to make that happen, if you want to make it happen.
I'm good with it, but I know Brett's probably got some issues.
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
You're good with it too, aren't you?
I went through all the scenarios in my mind, and this is what I'm thinking: the manpower, the cooperation with the other townships. I tried to make it work if we could use it somehow, but I just don't see us making it work. And I know we can, I know last week we talked about thinking a year ahead, but thinking a year ahead is pretty dicey. So I say that we press on and let it go.
Chief, what do they need to do now?
They have to make a resolution and a motion. With that verbiage that Jack Grove provided? Yes, sir. So the resolution would be, and we'll definitely get this off of tape, Connie, because I've got it kind of all over the place here. The resolution is that the advertised price did not meet the minimum bid on Gov Deals. A motion is to be made to authorize a direct sale for a fair and reasonable price to, Rob, the name of the company?
It'd be the Normac Company, spelled Normac Company, LLC. And I have their address and stuff.
For $17,500. That would be the resolution in motion per Jack Grove's language. So we have to read that, or can we just say so moved? I would say so moved. I know you're looking at me, and I'm like, that's all he told me. So I would say so moved.
As long as Carol got all that.
We're going to have to rewrite that. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to have to do, because, again, Rob just came with me on this price maybe just, this afternoon after lunch. What I suggest we do is what I just read, if you choose to approve the motion with a second, then once Carol gets the minutes, we listen to the tape, Tina and I will actually write it out and then have you sign it officially as an actual motion. But that is the motion and the verbiage that you can approve tonight.
Okay, it's a second. You made the motion, Tom?
Yep.
I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved.
You'll feel better about it
Hopefully I
tomorrow.
wish I'd never done that, but yes.
We will clean that motion up for official signatures, but that's the way it was told by Jack to read it. So
I know when we talked about it last week, we were on the fence, and then we said if we bumped up to 18, we would go with it, and at 17.5, I think we did due diligence to get every dime we could out of it, move it along.
May want to add to that per Jack's quote, in case we had it said wrong in any
per
way.
township legal opinion or something like that. Well, I think, Jeff, the bid that they offer was 15,000. That would have been 1,600, Rob, just 16,750 for their commission. So that's actually less than the 17,000. It's like 16,900. So they actually, it's 17,500. They've come up a little bit to what the commission and the 15,000 was going to be. So
But we net out more.
we net out the entire.
Right.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That it goes back into.
I think it was
Pretty sure it was general fund.
fund,
Pretty
yeah.
sure it was. Yep.
Anything else, Rob?
I had the contractor is the Frankenhart Powerline LLC. The gentleman's name was Brett. They are going to be installing new power lines out here on Chapel Road. And they are wanting to utilize our parking area back by the cell tower. Basically, they have 3 line trucks, 2 trailers, a Connex box that they want to set back there to store stuff in, and then they want to put a dumpster. And the dumpster, in order to make everything fit, the dumpster's going to have to be up right beside the salt shed up here. So there's just not enough room back down by the tower. With that being said, we have to keep a big area open for fire training because they're going to be cutting up a bus and cars and stuff here on the 27th, 28th, and 29th. So we have to keep that area open back there. So basically where the 2 cars are and the white trailer that's sitting back there is, we'd have to move that all around so they could park there if the trustees would
When
allow
are they
it.
starting and how long is it going to be for?
They're probably starting sometime next week, and it'll be for about 5 months.
Wow.
5
The only
months
problem
to
I got
run.
with is the dumpster. How are we going to police that? Because you know everything in the township's going to end up in that dumpster.
Yeah, because you put it there, they may get recycles put in it.
Rob, are you going to put on the other side of the salt shed, that little grass strip?
Yeah, on
between
the west side of the salt shed, not on this side.
Okay.
Not even close to the recycles. It's gonna
Okay.
be along the west side of the salt shed there. Because that would be out of the way of the fire department can still make it around the building there. We can still make it around the building. It's out of the roadway.
Don't we have to get some kind of rider on their
Well, that's what I
insurance
was getting ready
policy?
to say. We used to do the riders with the insurance whenever they use this.
That if anything gets, one of their employees gets hurt on our property or something gets stolen or damaged on their equipment, we're not held responsible. And basically, we can talk to, if you want the exact, what needs to be in the verbiage, we can talk to Carrie. Because I was going through that with the Morgan PTO when they wanted to have their flower sale here. And it was pretty straightforward. It was basically, you know, it kept us from being liable for anything.
Okay.
Any,
There is another place that I could have them put the dumpster. I just was thinking is go back the driveway. There's a little gravel piece off to the left. We could put it over there so it's.
how's a
lower back.
dumpster gonna sit in grass? Isn't it gonna sink? You're gonna put,
They'll be fine.
you sure?
It's flat.
They- but
We've
it's-
had ours at the
They
shop.
roll up the,
Yeah, but I mean, that'll be such minimal damage. I mean,
okay.
we can level that with a backhoe, so. Or we can make them level it all up when they're done, so.
That's, they need to, I mean, they should put the township property back the way they found it when they leave. That's kind of a common.
So they have any other options of storing their equipment, or are we the only?
Well, right now, they have got a couple trucks sitting at Hesselbrock Farms for right now, but that's just not an ideal spot for them. That's why they're trying to find someplace else, and I think that's why they come to, Mike Murray from Butler Rural Electric actually sent them to us. And I know why that he did that is it'd be better to have a public entity working with them than private individuals, so.
We got a better, that'll be hidden. Unless you really know it's there, you're not gonna see it.
Well, that's correct. I mean, whatever you guys want to do, I mean, I'm willing to make it work. I mean, because
As long
I'll
as,
be the most affected by it, except for the 3 days that the fire department's back there. That's why I told him, I said, we have to keep that open, and then we have to keep the driveway open to the cell tower. There's nothing can be parked or blocking that driveway at any time, because the sheriff's office needs to be able to get to that radio tower, because it's an emergency services tower. So
Well, how much equipment are you talking about?
three line trucks, a pole trailer, a pull type dump trailer like about what you've got, Brett, but just pulls behind a pickup truck, a Connex box, and that roll off dumpster.
as long as they get the rider and that's clear, I'm all right with it. We'll get with Carrie and figure out how that's done. She can tell you that more than I can.
And we could even possibly have them set the Connex box back a little bit further and just set the dumpster in front of it, because that's going to be right along the edge of our wall where we dump all of our stone and stuff. And that was the other thing I told him. I said, I've got stone that comes in there periodically. I have to be able to get the truck in there to dump stone in there. So
Is any of that gonna be an issue if we have air care land?
no.
No? Okay.
And it's all hard surface, isn't it?
Most of it is, yes. I mean, for the most part, the hard surface, they're not gonna be putting anything on that back there, because that's where my gravel and stone will be put on. And back where there's a bunch of asphalt and stuff, that's where we have to keep open for fire training. But then after the fire training's over with, they could park back there if we need them to. They could even move the dumpster back there too, so.
I'm good as long as they get that rider.
Yeah.
And we
Okay.
get all that and it's put back the way it was.
Okay, so a rider for insurance that, you know, for their employees and any damages that may happen.
Yeah, it's just a rider that's basically on their insurance policy that keeps us from being,
They name Morgan Township.
yeah,
So
we're
they name
not,
Morgan Township in that policy that we're not liable.
Anything else, Rob?
The only other thing is we're working on those quotes for culverts, but don't have anything yet.
Okay.
Still might, honestly, it might be another 2 weeks before you have any numbers, so.
And Rob did remind me, I forgot, so if you want to mark in your calendars, since we don't meet again until after this, April 28th and 29th, Daryl Newport will be here again. He was here like a year and a half ago doing all the heavy extrication training. He'll be there here both those days from 8 to 4 with all our crews and folks out back with the buses and the vehicles. So you're more than welcome to come out and watch some pretty intense heavy
28th,
extrication.
29th.
28th and 29th.
Do the car again or anything specialized like
Bus
the
is
grain?
gonna be, there's gonna be a car under the bus one day, and there's gonna be a bus rolled on its side on top of a car the next day.
What did you ever do with that construction trailer that came out?
We still have it out back there. We're gonna eventually use it for training,
Okay.
so, yep,
So that's Wednesday and Thursday.
yes.
Anything else, Mr. Brown?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Mr. Marshall.
Okay, tonight we'll start out with violations. I don't have a sheet because there's nothing changed on the sheets, okay? But I will speak to what I know. 5309 Lehigh Road I received the return receipt for the certified mail concerning the debris in the yard that we talked about in a phone conversation.
yeah, she did call me and she's gonna cut some trees down and things like that to help and get going, but
Make it look-
I called you, there was some concern about the verbiage in letter, but
Right.
to explain to her, it was a form letter.
And I will say too that something I forgot to tell you is that that verbiage comes directly from the ORC title.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
5022 Cincinnati Brookville, that is the B3 property there that that has been bought recently, undeveloped. We had worried about a possible illegal burning, but that turns out to be not. But we also, I drove by there on Friday and noticed that a possible inoperable vehicle has been moved onto the property. And I noticed this, as I said, 3 days ago. So I'm waiting until May. I'll give them 30 days, like our regulation says, the subsection says is 30 days over, and then I'll proceed after that. And I received today from Chief the EPA letter for Dallas, 6808 Dallas Lane for possible preventive illegal burning, because they did. You could see in the pictures that they had a stack of furniture and other things that were, looked like they had ashes underneath that looked like something had been burned there, but was ready to be burned as well. So Chief sent the pictures on to the Southwest person, and we received, he gave me the copy so I could put it into the file too.
That's the same one that had the septic tank complaints
and
all that.
And the junk vehicles are possible.
Supposedly, the health department has been with them and working with some kind of grant to help them fix that.
Yeah, through
That's the
Desmond
last I
Miata.
heard on that.
Through Desmond Miata, right. All right, certificates, there was only one during the week that has transpired here. It's at 1881 Morgan Ross Road. It's a new construction for a 3-bedroom home that will replace the mobile home, okay? The mobile home is to be removed sometime in May. They wouldn't necessarily have to remove it because they could live in it, but understanding from the contractor who applied for the certificate that they are going to move it because it is in the way of the new construction. And the family is going to be living with parents across the road. But that's just interesting, and it also requires a special certificate be signed by the mobile homeowner telling us that he's removed it. And I gave that to the contractor with a self-addressed envelope and a stamp on it so he could send it back to me once he signed it. The other thing I want to talk about is the Land Use Steering Committee. You have in the folder the draft scope of OKI support. And I had forwarded this to you in correspondence that I had with Travis Miller concerning the plan. Right off the bat, OKI is the Travis Miller and I forget Andy's last name, but they are very eager to work with us. This will be no cost to us. They're going to just help us facilitate it. They're going to be facilitators is really what they're going to be doing. Anything else, but this was their scope of what they see we need to do. As you can see, it does say draft on it. They drafted this, I did not, okay? And having sent this to you email, I thought you might have had a chance to possibly read through it and see if you had anything else that you felt like was needed entered or added to or taken away from, because at this point, and then kind of give your a stamp of approval, and we'll move forward using this as our scope of what will be done. Okay.
I have not read it yet. That funeral came up and I got busy with that, so plan on doing that this week, so.
Okay. All right. Well, if we don't approve it tonight, just we'll work on it. Okay. And I also prepared the advertisement for, and dropped off a copy at the Venice Cornerstone. Hopefully, maybe I'll get it into the May edition, which is 2 weeks from now, or actually next week, but I did it on Friday, which I thought would have been the last day to get something in. I also put it on Nextdoor, okay? Just posted it on Nextdoor, just like I had for the ad there. And I thought, no, I won't get anything from it probably, but I got 2 responses. Okay, one was from John Stowe. He did it through email, responding back saying he would like to be on. He was on the committee the first time, and he would like to be on it again. I'll take him, you know, okay? Because he has the experience of what it is, it's what it's going to take. And Jeff, if I could forward it, and then the other one was just an I heart the post type of thing. It was, apparently you have a like and dislike ability on Nextdoor. And the heart is I love this piece, okay? So I had an I heart from the other response. So we'll see what happens with that over there. And Griff, if I could send this to you on the document, you can put it on Facebook for me. And then I'm going to send you the same copy. Oh, you've got it.
Got it.
Okay. And
Yep.
if you will
I'll
put
put
it
that-
on the website.
I'll put that right on the website, yep.
Okay. And that's all I have, guys. Any questions about this land steering committee
Have we had any applications come in
for?
The enforcement,
for enforcement?
No, because we have not put the ad. Have you? The ad was being held up because there is no salary given.
I didn't hear
No
that.
salary has been determined.
We haven't determined a salary.
Oh, okay.
That was one of our executive sessions tonight to talk, not that I've been told that the salary's been discussed. I know we threw some stuff out, but I don't think it was ever.
Yeah, I don't think we voted on it.
We ever voted on it, and so the application with duties has been.
Right, I got that.
But it says salary and it's still blank.
Okay.
So I think that's Dale and I's one zoning executive session tonight, is to figure out what the salary's gonna be so we can move forward with that.
Anything else, Dale? All right. Ms. Cox?
I would like to have the request rescinded that was approved at the April 12th, 2021 trustee meeting for the advance to the Road and Bridge Fund, which is Fund 2031, for payroll purposes. It was going to be from the general fund, Fund 1000, in the amount of $10,000. We did not need to do that since the Auditor of State has deposited the first half of the year taxes for 2020.
All right, so moved.
Second?
Mr. Updike?
Yes?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved. And the only other thing that I have was Stephanie from Cindy Carpenter's office called, and the commissioner would like one or more of the trustees, if possible, to attend a meeting this coming Wednesday on the 21st at 10 a.m. Stephanie said that you can call her, and this phone number is supposed to say 513-315-3737, and let her know if there's anybody that can't attend.
Did she say what it was concerning?
She did not. She just said a meeting.
So the only thing backwards is the first five,
Yeah, just put the 513 in front of it all.
copy.
I
And
know
that's all.
she has been talking with Matt Haverkoss from EMA and some other folks about some wish list projects for that $75 million the county's getting. That's a possibility that could be what she's trying to get at least a trustee from each township to come to that meeting and talk about. She's kind of been spearheading that, from what I understand from Matt, as the one searching and seeking projects.
So 75 million minus 13 million would be how much?
Still gives them 62 million.
Yeah, give each township $1 million. You could fix a lot with that.
Yep.
It's a thought.
And the other thing, I don't know if Tina, if you're going to talk about it in your files, has the first real estate taxes that went in certified by Roger Reynolds, 729,341.21 and Tina, you just told me before the meeting started that's more than what we received last year?
Yes.
Okay, so we received last year somewhere in the 600 and something thousand. so-
Right.
Good.
Are either one of you guys free on Wednesday?
We'll talk about it. I mean, if you can go, or if you can't,
I don't
I'll
know,
go.
I won't know till tomorrow after evening whether I can make that or not.
Let's talk about it in executive session. Whoever goes, at least get the input from the other two of what, if we're asked for a wish list, what items we need to relay
Alright.
to them. Okay.
Sounds good to me. All right, Mr. You're done. Mr. Cole?
To follow up last week on the Indiana Eastern Railroad. So I did make a connection. I've never talked to a man who owned a railroad, but I talked to the man. I don't know if he indicated that this is a George Audres, A-U-D-R-E-S. And I guess it's kind of for your information, Chief, if we ever have an issue with those railroads and you need to reach out quickly. So we've got a phone number for him concerning the work down on the railroad crossing on Chapel. And so he took it, and he said that he has two men that live in this township, one on Lehigh and one up on Chapel. So I didn't realize we had people were that close that actually maintained those tracks. But his number was 618-830-6124. And again, his first name is George, A-U-D-R-E-S.
Say that again, Jeff, a little slower, 618.
830-6124.
Okay, because on the railroad crossings, they have an actual 800 emergency number. They're required by law to have that. So every railroad crossing has a sign with an 800 number. So, okay, that's the first time I've gotten more of a local number than.
When I started looking at them, that's probably their best crossing for condition-wise, is that one on Chapel.
Yeah.
Down in the Okeana area, that one looks like it's been beat with pretty heavy trucks for a long time. So the only other thing I have is probably for Assistant Chief is I had a question from a household that talked about a transport to a hospital, and they got a bill for that transport.
Yeah, and they're just supposed to throw it away.
Okay, I'll pass that along.
They'll actually get 3 bills. They'll get one a month for every month for 3 months, and they're just simply to put them in the garbage.
That's
And-
what I thought. That's what I told him, but I said I'd double
And
clarify that.
We soft bill, so once again, we only get what insurance provides, so just throw it away and don't worry about it. It doesn't go on the credit record, it goes nowhere, it's a regulatory requirement.
They'll be
Yeah.
very happy.
Yep.
Thanks, Jeff. That's all I got.
Nope.
Mr. Rucker?
Nope.
Mine's already been covered. So you're wanting executive for zoning issue. So that
Two
will
personnel
be-
issues.
Both of them fall under that?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll make a motion at 7:56 to go into executive session. Certain personnel matters, when particularly named in the motion, to consider the appointment, employment dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official.
Second?
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Stop a second.
See you, Chiefy.
I gotta hit the rest.
Yeah, we'll do.
Lake Hog Foghorn.
All right, I'll make a motion at 9:06 to come out of executive session.
Second?
Yes.
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 Is your mics on?
Mike's.
Okay, Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Make sure. Yes, I hit it. Couldn't remember hitting the button. All right, any further discussion?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion that on behalf of the Morgan Township Historic Society, based on their membership being going through a period of time where they have not been able to meet based on the Ohio governor's guidelines, that we know in the future that they will be meeting at some point, possibly in the middle summer to late or to early fall. And they have requested to continue to meet as a group in our township building at this location. And I'd like to make a motion that we allow them to continue to meet at this township building, commencing at the earliest available time pending the governor's guidelines for safe and distancing and social gatherings.
I'm giving you the opportunity. I'll second that with the one contingency that the AV equipment here is what it is, and we aren't going to change it back to a projector and a slide like they requested. And if they want to do that, we can accommodate that down at the community center, which is across the street from the 1858 building. But if they are accepting of this equipment, and they're more than happy to offer this facility to them to use for their meetings. You want to?
All right, discussion. Personally, I think the community center would be a better option. And the reason I'm going to say that is when they have it down there, they're right across the street from the 1858 building. And then after the meetings, they have people that go in because being able to use it, because when they're up here, no one goes down there to see it. I'm not totally opposed up here, but I really think that's a better option of trying to get the use out of the 1858 building.
And just for the record, the big room, the back room of the community center does house or
More
will
people.
accommodate more people than this room right here. So in the event that they have a big crowd, and I know they have used that facility for other special, like holiday shows and things like that, and it seemed to work out fine for them. So, I mean, we'll negotiate with them if they need to do something special down there, if they can use that facility, but if they want to use this facility, I have no problem.
Okay, roll call?
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Anything else?
That's all.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Mr. Updike?
Yes?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. It was, yeah.
That's all right.
That's all right. Tom, you want this tape, or is this going to